about ensuring that the supply chain should not have any slavery, and we should make sure that the multinationals should put in all sorts of regulations to ensure that. So I would request Rani to please tell us more about how we are doing with the Freedom Project and what are the initiatives you have in mind.
Great, thank you. I would like to request the clicker to show the PowerPoint. Thank you. So again, it's good to see everyone again here, and so thank you for the leadership to be able to get the voice of survivors heard at the table at this very important event. Just to turn it on. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. So as we're waiting for the PowerPoint, just to give you those who do not know my story, I have spoken here many times. So as a child sold into slavery at the age of 7, southern India, forced labor, went through everything that you just heard. We've heard about the problem, right? I'm just one of the 45 million children who are enslaved today. And so as a child, sold into slavery, went through horrific things. But the good news is today that we can survive, right? Victims can survive and they can get their voice heard, and that's what this organization, GSN, is allowing our voices to be heard, but also to bring a solution to the problem. So, and by the way, so I'll be going back to India. It's a different, next month. I got a new visa to go back, and just excited. Yogesh is really helping for me to be able to go back to India and really work with the nation to really change the system. So I look forward to that. So, but to the transparency, so I created, we need a solution. I've been at the UN General Assembly working for the last 5 years with the UN, doing speech after UN General Assembly, took action there. And then I realized it's not just the governments who are going to be solving this problem. They are part of it, but I realized there's companies who needed to take part. So today, as an adult, I created the Freedom Seal, which provides a tangible touch point for companies and consumers to highlighting those companies that take seriously their legal, their ethical, and moral obligation to eliminate forced labor from their supply chains. So qualifying for the Freedom Seal provides the company the comfort that they're signing onto an initiative to join the journey to prevent forced labor. We all know it's not going to happen overnight, right? It's going to take time, but we have to take that action, the very first step action. And I'm very happy to hear from Nabela on her company really paving the way for companies starting, how do we do this? And so I think within GSN, we're piloting that program. So I'm very thankful for Nabela to stand up and saying, I don't know all the details, but I'm going to start the journey. And I think that's what I'm asking every one of us to do here. We don't know exactly what the future holds and how to solve the entire problem, but we can take a step. And that's what I'm here today to ask you to join me as I work on the Freedom Seal. And so to go to action, I think we really want to talk about action here, and within this GSN, John and Hazel have really helped to really take part, even away from these meetings, offline, you might say, to really help this Freedom Seal to get more implemented and the communication. So with that, they have helped me to create this PowerPoint, maybe be zoomed in a little bit more. I'm not sure if you can see that. But anyway, so basically the strategic aim is then for corporate and companies to commit to actively support the prevention of forced labor. I'm not asking just by tomorrow be 100% slave-free, but what I am asking is for companies to commit, and when they commit, we have a process within the Freedom Seal to be able to take them through that journey to the end goal. So we also want to ask for active engagement in the prevention as companies move forward and as they continue on that. So as far as the challenges, so the challenges being tackled. What are we doing here today? Right? In the big scope of things, it's incredible to hear inspiring ideas and just incredible talent that's in this room. The brain power, I call it, is incredible. And so I want to be able for all of us to really take that energy that we have to the next level, which then I'm asking you to help roll out the implementation of the Freedom Seal with me. So the challenges that we're really, with the Freedom Seal, we're removing the demand that fuels the illegal practices of using child slaves. Asking for, part of that is responsible sourcing, but really then also influencing consumer choices. If you could think of the number of consumers that are in the world, we have power to make the decisions, and we have the power to model the right way and to model the leadership. So the challenge that we're being tackled is also laws, government laws, UK, Modern Slavery Act, all are part of the solution in this. As far as, so I'm asking for governments, if you have any influence with governments to help take this, the Freedom Seal initiative as GSN has endorsed, take it to your country and see how we can start building that, that partnership. So basically, we're trying to, raise, and through this, we're raising the issue, consumer awareness, raising the profile of slavery. Again, also exposing some of the corruption that happens here. So how do we know if we've been successful? First, take that step, but then starting to measure progress in how we're working on this issue. So part of it is that within the Freedom Seal, we do have a criteria that's easier and doable. It's not impossible, it is doable. And as when a company takes that part, we help them again. So in the end of the day, we are getting grassroots support and really building this collective voice on the Freedom Seal itself. We do have standards. They have come up with expertise within companies. And again, if you're a company, please do join the initiative, give advice, let us know what the challenges are, right? We would have to win half the battle is talk about this issue. 18 years ago when I started my work, people just thought I was crazy telling my story. But now today, 18 years later, look what we're doing in this room. So the Freedom Seal is that, was the future vision that I had from being that child to now today to have a symbol. It's a label, it's a symbol that we can use, companies can use and earn to show the freedom. So again, basically, fundamental shift in the workplace standards, employment, wages, all that is included within the Freedom Seal. Partnerships, as I move forward, as we know, none of us can do this alone, right? The issue is so big, and we wake up every morning and sometimes think it's such a big problem that we're just gonna run away from it. But I'm asking this room, this group, that's not what you're doing. You're here because you want to improve and give a solution to that. And so under the collaborations, again, the United Nations, the Vatican here, Church of England, thank you to Bishop Alistair, who's also helping to get this, give advice on this. So the whole list of partnership, but I think it really comes down to the action, and what I need today are people in this room to bring their expertise to the table to make the Freedom Seal successful. It's not an easy job. And we all know that, so that's why it takes every one of us. And I am looking for, within this GSN, a specific focus group to be on the Freedom Seal, as we get, like right now, getting some proposals from the Scotland government, right? So I need strategic advisors in this as we continue to roll it out. So at the end of the day, we will measure the success, we will measure the outcomes, and what we want to do is, with the Freedom Seal, is give communications to the consumers, again, how we are eradicating slavery worldwide, and where companies can sign up. So please do see me. There's a book by Marcus. He spoke here a year ago from Legal Perkins Coie. He's written a book completely on the supply chain. So if you would like a free copy of that, please do come to me or give me your business card and I'll pass that on. And then again, more in conclusion, the more tangible, I'm very thankful for the action that has been taken. And I think that's why I'm here today, to move from talking to action. And that is when as we move together as a tribe, right? As we've heard, it takes a village. Well, it absolutely takes a village on this particular product, the Freedom Seal. It does take that tribe to make it successful. I am looking for those who are helping to help fund the program as well. And then World Day, I think we may come to it, but July 30th is an opportunity for us to do something publicly, maybe come up with a campaign. The marketing, very excited to hear, get advice on the marketing and campaigning and branding of this whole thing. And that whole back table over there have been very, helping to get this. So today, as in conclusion, I do ask you to get involved in a tangible way. Not every 4 months, but contribute what you can. And that's what I would like to ask you for that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, this is one of the examples. I think Soul movie was another example. I think Lisa is one of the examples where this network is supporting one another. I think within the group, Rami, Yogi, Aziz, a lot of members have been active. I think the Global Philanthropic Circle, Synergos. So there have been a lot of people who've been supporting one another. Now, your call to action now, moving Freedom Seal to this stage, is really heard by everybody. I would also urge on behalf of GSN for people to work together and collaborate with Rani on Freedom Seal. And if there are any gaps, which we also see there are some gaps on implementation, instead of just criticizing, join in and resolve those problems with your resources. Now, one of the gaps, and you talked about something which myself, Yehuda, Moshe, and Mr. Shaukat Aziz were talking about till last midnight, and that was 30th July. Let's not miss the opportunity. People who are doing amazing work need funding. So now let's move to the next.